Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, assalamu alaikum. Hope everybody is doing well. I'm just thinking like maybe we should build something today. Why not? We have been talking about the prompt, some of the theories. We're going to talk about some more theories, like specifically hallucination and some other those concepts to make sure that we have a very solid foundation and concept on the generative AI side. Also, we're going to be talking about a bunch of different tools, but today, why don't we actually focus on building something, maybe a simple things, but with a new tool. So what I was exploring, I'll get to this. This is a Warp.dev. This is a vibe coding environment, and you get some free. So you can build like a full-blown application as well. This is similar to Lovable, similar to Windsurf, similar to Kiro and such. But again, there is so many of them. One of the benefits that I found out, so this has number one, a number of benefits actually. It has enough free credit that you can build a full-blown application. Also, it gives you Opus 4.1. There is only a handful of vibe coding environment that gives you Claude 4.1, which is the latest version, and that's the most effective version. So why don't I have downloaded this already. You can download for Mac, and I have downloaded it already, and I'm gonna show you the interface. Let me just put a white background so we can see it. So this is the interface. This is like a traditional very traditional IDE. You can change the color, but a lot of people prefer the darker color, so I'm gonna keep it in black, and I will build a new application. Let's say create a new projects, and this is something that I'm gonna type up. So as you know, what I recommended, instead of typing up into the code, because remember it gives you 150 credits, is that right? So every time you type up a code, it will take away that credit. Instead of doing it here, why don't we go to ChatGPT? Okay, and I will actually start making an app. Like I don't know, a lot of time we need some stuff, like for example, maybe we just need I need an app to create a calendar with multiple time zone, because I'm in the US. Sometimes I have to make an appointment with somebody in Bangladesh, I have to make an appointment with somebody in Australia, and sometimes in the Middle East, in Dubai, as well as in India, all over the places, and there are different time zones. So why don't I do these things, and I am gonna try one thing today. So again, as you know, we keep trying different things. I will talk and see what it can get. Let me see. I want to build an application, calendar application, where I can schedule a meeting or an event in multiple time zones. At least it should give me an option to create start with 2 time zones and add more time zones. And what I need to do is make sure this application is very user friendly, runs locally within my Mac or Windows environment. This should be very simple, easy to use, and once I build that application, once I build that calendar event, then I should be able to download that calendar event to add into my local Apple, Mac, or my Windows or Outlook, as well as import into Google Calendar or any other basically calendar application. So the user flow would be, I go to this app, I pick those time zones, I find an actual, I create that event, and that should automatically, after I create the event, I should be able to download it to run in my local laptop or in Google or any other calendar app. Okay, create a really good prompt to build this application. Let's see how much did it get. So I want to build an app, a calendar application. It was not bad. So let me just run it. See, I started to take advantage of this voice mode. I know you can use like whisper flow and few other components, but again, there's so many different things that you can do. This is nowadays is becoming amazing. I'm not even touching anything. I'm not even in the keyboard yet. So let's see how Warp.dev I can get there and build it. Again, I am building this application. It took 24 seconds to create that, the prompt. Build a local desktop calendar for macOS and Windows that lets a user pick 2+ time zones, create an event once, and preview the time in all zones. Export a standard compliant ICS file to Apple Calendar, Outlook, Google Calendar, or any other calendars. Keep it offline, simple and fast. Okay, this looks like vTimezone or using copy and paste for your code generator. Okay, great. I like everything. Also, I'm gonna modify something. I like everything. However, add a click to add in your Google Calendar as a feature as well. So this is the one that I actually typed into the system. So I like everything, looks good. Wow, why don't we read through it very quickly. Let's say user 2+ time zones, enter one event preview across all time zones, and a standard compliant ICS file that can import into Apple Calendar. Okay, but again, it's not only Apple Calendar. I actually use Google Calendar more than the Apple Calendar. Then let's see, offline only, no external services required, runs locally on the macOS or Windows, simple one-screen UI with short guided flow, robust time zone. Fantastic, this is not bad. So I got the time zones, event details, then I have the export and embed vTimezone or UTC only, UI UX spec, 3-step layout, fantastic, ICS details strict, vCalendar, okay, good, vCalendar, vEvent field and time zones, edge case, DST, transition hour, so one user is still generate valid times. This is very important because we have daylight savings time in the US and few other places that time changes, so I like it. I didn't even ask about that. Add to calendar helper, okay, all good. Let me just add that feature and merge to the prompt. Okay, so I'm just gonna ask it to add provide a click to add to Google Calendar. Fantastic. That's the piece that I really wanted because I want this to be super easy. This is something I have to do. I'm having trouble to this. I was actually thinking about building another one, which is converting image. Some of the images that I have, like, if I'm doing an event or some sort of talk, everybody's asking me upload an image, upload of your picture or upload some sort of pictures. So when I was trying to upload those pictures, I had to resize it. So I was gonna build an image resizer. Maybe that's the next thing that we can do today. We'll figure that out. What are the things? But we can start with one. You can build anything you like, to be honest. And I will get to this, and I'm gonna copy this. So now that I have picked it, if you look at it, it took me 2 or 3 prompts. So I just saved those 2-3 prompts essentially. Now I'm gonna go here, and I will just post it right in Warp.dev. Basically, I downloaded that IDE. It started to do that. So there are some features. Oops, I made a mistake. I didn't actually pick the Claude 4.1. I should have picked that one anyway. I can stop it and I can restart that. We'll now start building. I can say yes, run. Can I change it to this at this moment? Okay, so it keep asking me for that. So auto run. I wanted to, sorry, this is not, I wanna choose Opus. Okay, auto run looks like that they're agent mode, so we're using agent mode at this moment. I think there are some other modes that you can do, and there's slash command or auto and auto approval agent. Okay, so this is great, so that instead of it keep asking me next will include setting up electron plus let me know I am ready. Actually, let's make it terminal or agent mode. I don't know what the difference it truly is. The agent should be step by step. So one thing that you have noticed that this is really interesting. It actually created when you see the step by step guide, then you know this is actually done in agent mode anyway. So I'll keep that. I'll actually keep that in default. I'm ready. Let's build it. So I just told them that I'm ready. Let's build it. I'll proceed through the to-dos systematically. So what are the to-dos? Let's look into this. Create project directory and initialize, set up Electron plus React plus TypeScript. I didn't ask for any of the tech stack, but it have chosen pretty much the industry standard at this moment, which is really good. Configure build tools and development environment. So it's going to configure that one. So it's setting up the all the components at this moment. Create Electron main process and set up React app structure and routing. Okay, fantastic. You got to do that. Implement time zone management. Build event from components, create ICS generation system, build export panel for. So it took all the features and it's gonna do that step by step. You know what is the benefit of this one is that it will not forget it about what I'm actually asking it to do. Before, let's say you're building with Lovable or Cursor or something, and when you started to do all of those things in detail, you might have missed something because it's a very big, it ran out of context window, or it lost that particular memory and it started to hallucinate. So we have that challenge. Now, this is the benefit that you have in the modern and the newer vibe coding environment or the IDEs that you can download from various things. They learned, everybody learns, and we get a new one. So let's see. Let's build it. So what it did, it initialized. It had 89 lines here. Okay, if you want to look into that, you can see all these lines here, and there are 89 of them. See, so if you want to go deeper into understanding what those are, you get to see it, and it tells you how many lines it's actually building. So I can see it already has built total in aggregate 12,775 lines already. Which is very interesting because if I aggregate or add all of them, it doesn't say that. Maybe this includes all the thought process as well. So we are in step number 4 out of 13. Let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. So we have 13 steps that it is going to go through each one of those steps. And it will tell you where it is, and it's creating the diff at this moment. Let me see what it actually did. It's even within one environment. Let's say in step 3 or a step 2, it actually does, after step 1, it has the sub steps, making sure that it is actually following those things. So this is really good because it's a more of a systematic and a structured thought process that helps a lot. Now let's see where we are. We are in step number 5. So we can fast forward this, but I can tell you a few other things in the meantime. While I was thinking about like what to do for our next videos, I figured out I'm gonna structure our videos in learning the theories, creating the foundation, and we talked about a few things before: context windows, the tokens, and the LLMs. And I'll be talking about some other things because hallucination is in my mind, and agentic AI versus AI agents. I know a bunch of you asked for it, so we'll talk about some of those theoretical component of it, how to do that. And I know one thing I have to do is the next one. Maybe I'll talk about prompts, writing good prompts, how to do that. As you have noticed that we started to use GPT-5, I started to use GPT-5 or Gemini or Grok or Claude. One of those, they started to provide really good prompt, but you have to ask for providing really good prompt, and that would give you that anyway. So this is how I'm thinking. Again, we're going to build something, we're going to create learn about some foundational topics, we'll learn about some prompts, and then we'll actually do some industry trend, career development side, and get some advice and mentoring such. I'm planning to be in Bangladesh at the end of this month, and we're going to do some sort of I'm sure interviews and panels and such, and this should be a fun thing. We always do a breakfast very early morning. Some of you may be interested about 7 o'clock. We come in the morning because all of our minds are fresh at that time. We have good discussion. Okay, it finished building it. Let's see what it actually did. So just so you know, in the middle I ran out of that 150 credit because I was using just for my own learning. I was using to build a few other credits, so I might have run out of it. So I paid $18 to get the next version of it. So let's see what it did. Okay. So I'm gonna ask it to open the app, and first let me check the dependencies. If they have done it, good, dependencies already installed. Now it's gonna get to that site, run that server. It found some, looks like already in error. Alright, let's see what we can do. So we found an issue, we fixed that issue. It was pretty simple actually. The port 5173, this is where it was trying to fix that, and we found that it is being used by something else. So what I asked is that instead of using 5173, just use the port 5999. It just made up a random port. So I asked it to launch it, and if you look at it, this just launched this. It's called let me just see if I can move that, the Electron environment. This is the multi-zone event maker. Fantastic. Let's see, by default it has New York because this is where I am in that zone. Now let's add Dhaka. Okay, so I got Dhaka, UTC +6, added Dhaka. If I want, I can add others as well. This is a data in savings time is active already. Next, go to event detail. Let's say meet amazing people. Okay, in Dhaka. Okay, we are meeting with amazing people. Okay, let's say I put it in Dhaka. So of course it's not actually calling the calendar. We can ask it to call the calendar and set that up. We can pick and choose the date and time. Wow, that's nice. So it opens up the calendar. So let's say tomorrow at 7 p.m. So I pick that one. I can pick an end time 8 let's say 7 to 9 p.m. Okay, so fantastic. Say okay to it, and organizer Mohammed Zaman, and I can put that email at gmail.com, and I can add the attendees. Really good. It can be done recurring which I didn't ask for it, but it's really good. So let me go to the next one, which is, okay. So I have embedded time zone, included attendees, included reminder. I can download the ICS file. I can to clipboard or open default calendar, whatever my default calendar is. Add to Google Calendar. Let me just click on this one. Let me see if it actually goes. Wow, so it actually goes to Google Calendar and adds it. Now think about this. We just built an application using that vibe coding. Of course, I ran into some issues. You're gonna run into this type of issues anyway, and get to these things and start building this app per se, making it super easy. And if I have to fix it, I ran into an issue, the port conflict, because I was building another application. It built in the same port, unfortunately. So, and I didn't know what to do with it. And then what I did, I spent a little bit of time troubleshooting. Maybe if you're a technically competent person, it would be super easy for you to build it. So then afterward, you just come back to it and fix it and just ask this to run. So this is amazing. Then I have it, I can save it, and good to go. So small issues, small things that you want to do, you can just build these applications nowadays and run it locally. Sometimes we need to organize these things. I was going to build actually a desktop widget for Mac to run multiple clocks. For example, US, Australia, Bangladesh, because I work with those people in different places, and India maybe. So this would be fun. So why don't we start building something like that? And again, I think we're gonna do some edit to this application. It should be a really good one for you to test it out. We used Warp.dev, downloaded it, ran it. If you run a small application, it should give you enough token. If not, I just spent $18 to actually pay for it so that I can show you the whole build. And then we ran into some issues. The issues were port related issues, and we fixed that port conflict, asked it to build it. If you look at my command, build it instead of that 5173, which is a conflict, build it in another port. I just called it 5999. After I've done it, when I ran it in almost like a single shot, it was able to give me all the features that I asked for. Then I can start adding more things, and which is very, very important, such as maybe the calendar icon, maybe the other features that I might want, look up emails and look up contacts and something in that range. So with that, again, I want to thank you for listening to me and going through building this amazing app. Small things, but these are the small things that we can do, make our life easy using generative AI, vibe coding, and all the new tools. This tool, one thing is important for understand, this is like an agentic AI to some extent. It creates that steps, follows the steps, and build it. With that, thank you again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and assalamu alaikum.